The accusations against former UK star turned college coach Walter McCarty have taken another dark turn. A female student who is accusing the former Evansville coach of sexual assault has hired a high-profile attorney to represent her in the case. Michelle Simpson Tugel, a nationally recognized attorney for Title IX representation of students, has taken the case with her law firm, set to investigate the accusations further. Tugel also says that other women have come forward regarding McCarty's sexual misconduct. He was placed on administrative leave before being fired last week, Chip. This doesn't look good for the future of Walter McCarty as far as coaching goes.
No, it really doesn't. I mean, really troubling allegations. You know, I went to school with Walt, know him a little bit. You know, all you can hope for is some resolution that brings peace to everyone involved. But you're right. You know, back before this came out, when this first, you knew it had to be something bad, and you know, now that we're seeing what it is, I think it's a shame. My thoughts are with the university and everybody involved.
Absolutely. All right, in other news, racially charged incidents that have popped up in the Lexington area have sparked discussion about the need for a modern-day green book. The incidents include a Lexington Pizza Hut that fired a delivery driver after she allegedly sent racist text messages to a customer. And Lexington Storming Crab Restaurant says it fired an employee for saying something racist to a coworker. So NAACP leaders and their community partners are talking about bringing back a green book and a black business directory.
We need to know, even locally, who are the organizations, who are the businesses and the companies that would value and appreciate our business, and those in which we wouldn't be welcomed.
The concept of a green book stems from a dark part of our country's history when it was used to advise African Americans about which places were safe and which places they might fight lynching or other mistreatment. Chip, I'm hopeful. I'm going to look at this from a glass half full thing and say that these businesses made decisions with those employees that made racially insensitive comments, and they terminated them.
Right.
Like, we're not going to stand for it.
Right.
So I'm hoping that that's the shift, and that African Americans can feel free to go wherever.
Yeah, and it's sad because, you know, I'm thinking back 10, 15, 20 years ago when I was living in Lexington. This wasn't nearly the issue that it's become, and I'm going to be honest. I think our president, with some of his actions, have just empowered people. You know, racism has always existed, but now I think more people feel liberated to just express it.
Yes.
And hopefully things like this will be a start in letting people know, hey, I don't care what the president's doing. I don't care this is not acceptable behavior. So, you know, I think it's a great idea. I think, you know, we need to be reminded that no matter what your beliefs are, you still have to treat people with a certain amount of respect.
That's where it just baffles me. It's just about treating other people fairly and with kindness.
You don't have to like me, but
No.
don't call me names. Don't call me names. Don't call me the N-word. I mean, you know, you can wait till I pull off and call me all kinds of names. But now people are just so emboldened that they're doing it right in front of people, and that, I mean, we've got to stop that.
Absolutely. Well, in Frankfurt, a state lawmaker is suggesting that sex education be required in schools starting in kindergarten. Representative Lisa Wilner proposed the bill, saying the rates of sexual abuse, assaults, and acts of violence in relationships in Kentucky are why children should be educated at a younger age. Wilner says individual schools would design their own curriculum, then parents can review and choose to opt in or out of the age-appropriate lesson. The topics vary from K through 12 students and cover social, emotional, and mental health, as well as relationships. Chip, the mental health is kind of your arena now. Is that too young? I don't know if you're ever too young to start teaching things, but I guess it has to be done with a...
I actually think it's a good idea because, I mean, if you look at what's going on out there with the trauma, with the abuse, education can help some of the victims understand what is going on and how to heal.
Or recognize it before it happens and say something.
Deal with it, right? It's hard to address something or you know, overcome something if you don't understand really what's going on. So I don't think there's a such thing as being too young. The younger, the better, I think. I think it's a great idea.
And I also believe this is not just about, like, here's what you do to have sex.
Right.
That's not what sex education is. It's
no.
learning that your body's your own body, and if someone mistreats you.
And there's so many elements to it, and I think they're all beneficial for kids to know at a young age.
Absolutely, I do too. All right, now to our weekly feature on Hey Kentucky, What's the Beef? Brought to you by the Kentucky Beef Council. Tonight's beef is about chicken. The Georgia-based franchise Zaxby's is suing Kentucky-based Joella's Hot Chicken over claims of a similar logo. Joella says they are surprised as everyone else when looking at the two logos side by side. And that's tonight's edition of What's the Beef. Up next on Hey Kentucky, the second part of my one-on-one interview with Daniel Cameron. Our new Attorney General talks about what his historic election means to him personally, for other African Americans in the Bluegrass, and beyond. Stay with us.